It's the strategy merchant. We back at y'all with another one. Please believe it. This time, the NFL edition. And oh yes, we doing this week by week to week. You heard? We in week 7. And we gonna do a strategy execution breakdown for the winners and losers that I see for week 7. That I see with my expertise. A little backdrop on me. I do my thing with the boxing. But the first sport I ever laced up anything for is the sport of football. Shout out to Port City. Ski Town stand up. We in the building. You know what I mean? I will not predict anything or speak on anything for today's game, for tonight's game, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I won't speak on anything regarding that because by the time this video gets uploaded, the game probably would have kicked off. And I got some betting men and women out there that like to aggregate this data for their own personal gain. Not encouraging that, but hey man, we all grown. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, with no further ado, for Sunday's game, October 19th, 9:30, we in London. We in London with it. We got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, in which I'm rolling with Jax. I'm rolling with Jacksonville. Both teams 4-2. Both teams 4-2. Quarterbacks Matthew Stafford versus head-to-head Trevor Lawrence, who's been playing pretty decent. I would say that Jacksonville has been pretty spirited. They had an outstanding victory against Kansas City at home. But with this particular matchup, I would favor the Los Angeles Rams on paper. But one thing that's jumping out at me is the fact that Puka Nacua will not be lacing them up for week 7 in London versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kyren Williams had a hot start. His rookie season. Sophomore season was decent. But this season he hasn't been averaging that much to be considered a viable option. They even have a decent backup running back, the LA Rams, and Blake Corum out of Michigan University. Shout out to the home state squad, you heard. But I can't see how the LA Rams pulled this off. Puka Nacua, he's averaging a lot of targets per game. In the neighborhood of 10 targets a game. You take that out, I mean, who do we have to compensate for a route running guy like that? Now Davante Adams is we seen his best in Green Bay with the future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. But at this point of Davante Adams' career, plus 30 years old, done dealt with some injuries, is yet to have a breakout game this year. I'm not mistaken. I know we got a lot of stat nerds when it comes to this NFL, when it comes to this football. I love it so much. I gotta speak on it because I'll be doing myself and those who could, benefit from my color commentary and my analytical breakdowns. I'll be doing myself a disservice to not speak on it, but I don't think Devontae Adams has had a single 100-yard receiving game. And I know a lot of his market share is going to Puka Nacua, but with Adams being wide receiver number 1 now, can he get the job done? And I'm not pigeonholing this game to just the pass game. Because if you ask me, LA, the Rams, they have the better running back in Kyren Williams. They have the better duo, if you ask me, with Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. But it's so much to be desired. I believe teams are stuffing the box to stop the run, but you can't do that too much on too many possessions, because we know Matt Stafford is far more than incapable of launching that ball down the field with accuracy. But the Jaguars are playing. They're playing with a lot of heart. They got the momentum going, and I believe in this league, momentum means a lot. The belief in the locker room means everything. You heard? And I feel like Jacksonville, they're getting their second win. You know what I mean? They're 4-2. They have a winning record. And it's like, man, we can make a push deep for the playoffs. Let's do it. So I expect for Josh Hines Allen to show up. I expect for Devin Lloyd, Travis Hunter. You know what I mean? I respect for these key players that, of course, Travis Hunter, he's, highly touted coming into the league out of, the University of Colorado. I just feel as if that these players have more of an upside with this recent winning streak. You know what I mean? The Rams, they got some players on the defensive side. Jared Verse, Kevin Dotson, Kobe Turner, Havenstein, you know what I mean? Braden Fisk, you know what I'm saying? They get busy too. I think it'll be a great battle. But even if you look at the Vegas odds, not promoting gambling or nothing like that, but I believe we're all grown men here. We're all adults. Vegas is favoring LA minus 166. Jacksonville plus 140. The spread is 3 points. So it's a tough one. It's a close one. But I'm leaning towards Jacksonville, just based off of the confidence, the level of confidence that they're playing with. We know Matt Stafford has hit a plateau in his game. I don't think Matt Stafford can play any better than what he's shown us over the course of his whole career. He's at the tail end of his career. Trevor Lawrence just getting started. That boy in his prime. So the upside is great. This Jacksonville team is pretty young. I like their upside compared to the LA Rams upside at this point of the season. Moving on. We got the New England Patriots versus the Tennessee Titans. And I'm not going to get in depth on this like I did on the previous game. I mean, let's just look at the key players. Outside of the quarterbacks, outside of the running backs, outside of the glorified positions, let's look at the key players that the Titans have. Just being there, we got one guy. I believe he's a former Pro Bowler, Jeffrey Simmons, at the defensive tackle position. And on the offensive side for the Tennessee Titans, Kevin Zeitler at the right guard position. That's it. We know they got Cam Ward, rookie quarterback out of the University of Miami. We know they got Tony Pollard, the running back position. Their wide receivers, Calvin Ridley, and a few other guys. You know what I mean? I'm not going to run down that whole roster, but what weapons do the Tennessee Titans have? And they just fired their head coach. What weapons do the Tennessee Titans have to match up against a trending New England Patriots squad? I don't see it. They just posted some spectacular wins. You know what I mean? The New England Patriots, if I'm not mistaken, knocked off the Buffalo Bills. If I'm not mistaken, just knocked off the Buffalo Bills week before last. They had a pretty, I don't know, the Saints. It's not a team that you're just going to walk over. Any team that plays the Saints, I'm favoring that team. I feel like they're like the bottom of the bottom this year in the NFL. But they gonna come to fight for man pride. You know, the Patriots, they're doing their thing. You understand what I'm saying? Drake May, the boy, he'll take off, he'll run that ball, he could throw the ball. He got targets. Shout out to Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry. You understand what I'm saying? The defensive side, they playing. The boys showing up. The boys getting to it. You know what I mean? Milton Williams, Christian Gonzalez, who is one of the best defensive backs in the game right now. You got Carlton Davis III, Harold Landry III. You know what I mean? And that's just on the defensive side. They got guys that's, you know, playing with momentum. And I just don't see how the Tennessee Titans could hold off a fiery New England Patriots squad, even with having a home field advantage. I got the New England Patriots to take this game. Moving on. We got Philadelphia Eagles versus the Minnesota Vikings. Coming off of a bye week. Both teams with only 2 losses on the season. Philly, 4-2. Minnesota, 3-2. This a good one. Who am I favoring? Who am I leaning towards? I have to go with Philly. And Vegas see it the same way. They're a slight favorite. And the spread is 1.5 points. So we're expecting a close one. I could definitely see this game being a battle. The turning tide of this game will be the running game. What can Jordan Mason do for the Minnesota Vikings? What can Saquon? We know what Saquon Barkley do. But every team that he's faced this season, 2025, we in week 7 now. Every team that he's faced for the past 6 weeks, they stuffed the box. 8, 9 men in the box. Well, not 9, because that'll mean the strong safety will have to come down and sacrifice the coverage. No team's doing that. I don't care if it's Barry Sanders in the backfield. Ain't no team doing that. But just looking at it for what it is, I believe if Saquon Barkley if he can break 3 or 4 20-yard games, you know what I mean, and average about 5 yards a carry, Philly can take this. Philly got it. No matter who has the home field advantage. I really don't play too much, especially when it's a dome team. I don't factor that much into the home field advantage per se. It's just if you're not playing in Green Bay, Wisconsin, at Lambeau Field, if you're not playing in Chicago, Illinois, at Soldier Field, if you're not playing in the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, I mean, certain stadiums I don't favor the home field advantage for. Just look at the LA Rams when they go up against San Fran. What is a home field advantage in 2025? You know what I mean? But I believe that this game will come down to the run game. We know that Philly, they've been experiencing some internal locker room turmoil with Jalen Hurts, whether he can get Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown the ball. I personally believe that they need to give A.J. Brown better routes to run. Stop sending this man under. Let him go over. Let him go over. I know he's aging, but still, he's very capable. Let the man go over. Send him on some slants. You know what I mean? Send him on some street routes. You know what I'm saying? Give him some option routes. But that's neither here nor there. The defense on both ends is pretty solid. Philly has underperformed. But let's make no mistake about it. These are the defending Super Bowl champions. You understand? Let's give them some respect in that regard. And they still have a winning record. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the noise. All these pundits and experts, they get paid to talk, just to talk. I'm going to give y'all the real. You understand what I'm saying? And you can get some money from it. My analysis is gold. You can get some money from it. Take it to the bank. I favor Philly in this. It will be a close game, but I think Saquon Barkley will have a breakout game. And that's just not me speaking off of intuition, gut, luck, or anything like that. I believe that Saquon, he's a dual threat running back in the backfield, meaning he can catch the ball coming out the backfield and he can run it. He can run it down the middle, around the corner. He can do it all. You understand? And last season was not a fluke. The 2,000-yard season was not a fluke. And I'm not just leaning on Saquon alone. You understand? For time constraints, I don't want to say too much on this game because it's about 10 other games that I have to, speak on. But I think Saquon Barkley could get him over the edge. And let's not disrespect Jalen Hurts like he's not capable. You know what I mean? He's a cerebral young man, and he's very determined. You know, the whole world is watching him now. I just feel like Philly show up, man. They ain't gonna go out like that. They ain't gonna go out like that. Minnesota, who they quarterback? Carson Wentz, J.J. McCarthy. That's a Michigan alumni. That's the squad. The Wolverines, but offensively, I can't give Minnesota the edge. They say, it's a revenge game for Carson Wentz. And it's the reason why he got put on the bench from a starting role. Come on, man, let's keep things into perspective. Philly for the win. Next game, Carolina. Carolina Panthers versus the New York Jets. I definitely don't want to go too much in depth on this. I really don't. Rico Dowdell going off his last 2 games alone. The man is over 150 yards. Just his last 2 games alone. His last 2 starts, 150 yards. Multiple touchdowns. He on fire right now. Even if Chuba Hubbard comes back, I mean, he's no bum. So now we got 2 threats in the backfield for Carolina. You know what I'm saying? The rookie wide receiver. The rookie wide receiver for Carolina. Out of the University of Arizona. Y'all know his name. Y'all know who he is. Number 4. Y'all know the boy get busy. Bryce Young got a target, people. Bryce Young got targets. And Carolina's defense ain't no pushovers. I run down their players. The key players on the defensive side of the ball. We got Derrick Brown. Pro Bowl. Derrick Brown at the defensive tackle position. A Pro Bowler. One of the best at his position. J.C. Horn. Huh? Trevor Morick. Trayvon Morick, and he's not the best, but he's comparable, to that of a B grade, B plus safety. You know what I mean? And he's a free safety, so yeah, but he's pretty comparable. Unfortunately, the New York Jets, on the other hand, man, they're dealing with a lot of issues, man. Like I said earlier in the video, the locker room, the morale in the locker room is not to be overlooked. I know the casual fan, we look at the gridiron, you know what I mean? We look at these teams, these players smacking into one another, tackling, scoring touchdowns and tossing the football around. That's all we see. We're excited off of that, but just for me spending time in locker rooms, I didn't play football my whole life, but I got over 6 years of playing on the team, you know what I mean? And the morale in the locker room is everything. I've been on winning teams, I've been on losing teams. Losing teams, after a while, you just stop caring. The game don't even matter no more. The game plan don't matter no more. It's like, what we doing after the game? That becomes the conversation. We already know that we might lose, so what y'all trying to get into after this? And I'm pretty sure that's probably where the New York Jets are at right now. It's like, we know we're not making the playoffs. Our record definitely doesn't indicate that. We have to go on a massive winning streak. Do we even have the personnel to do so? These players in the locker room, no matter if they have Sauce Gardner up in there, Breece Hall, I don't care about their key players. Overall, they suck, man. The head coach, he's a brother, Aaron Glenn, his job is in jeopardy. Justin Fields, he's about to get benched. It's only it's no way you'll start an NFL quarterback and you got 45 passing yards in a single game. 4 quarters, you got 45 passing yards. No, sir. No, sir. It's only a matter of time, man. And they backup quarterback, he's a brother. Shout out to him, Tyrod Taylor, Virginia Tech alumni. But I just don't see him, and it's not enough for a team that's riding hot. Carolina, they've been willing themselves 2 wins. They've been willing themselves. I mean, yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say about that, man. I got Carolina winning. And Vegas giving the Jets a slight edge, but if you're a gambling man, I ain't encouraging it, but if you're a gambling man, y'all better take Carolina in the spread, bro. That's easy money. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. At the Kansas City Chiefs. I said earlier in the video, home field advantage does not matter really unless you're playing in Kansas City, Missouri at the Arrowhead Stadium, Lambeau, Soldier Field, in Pittsburgh too. But yeah, I got Kansas City in this. It's the easy pick, of course, and they're minus 800 favorite. Ooh wee. Vegas really favorite. I ain't favoring them that much, but they're going to win this game. I wish I can give y'all some technical math on what I predict the score to be, but this ain't that type channel. We know in the NFL there's a such thing as referees and stuff getting called back. And man, listen, anything on. Have y'all ever heard the phrase "any given Sunday"? Anything can happen. I can't predict the score. That's stupid. We know anything can. I could tell you who gonna win. You know what I mean? I could tell you who gonna get off. I can't predict no scores. I don't think no one accurately predicts scores. That's stupid to me. That's crazy. But I believe this will be a Vegas, they gonna come in to fight. If the Raiders fight, if Ashton Jeanty can get off, if Brock Bowers lace them cleats up. You understand? If Mayer get out there with Brock Bowers. If the Raiders defense could just play their hearts out like it's their last game. Yeah, and even with all of that, I still don't think they beat Kansas City. Still don't see it. You gotta account for Patrick Mahomes. And their run game is non-existent. Like they really winging it with Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. They winging it. Feel me? They winging it. Even with the lack thereof in the rushing department, I like their receiving core. They're showing a lot of character and spunk too. Xavier Worthy, shout out to Xavier Worthy. Showing up, showing out. Hollywood Brown. Juju. Hey, these boys showing up. In the defensive side of things, Chris Jones. Holla at me. Yeah, they showing up. They playing like they want to get back to the Super Bowl. So I mean that's all I got as far as breaking down this game. Even the best Las Vegas Raiders, the best that they can play, still not enough. After all, we playing at Arrowhead. Come on, man. And they got Andy Reid on the sidelines. Come on, man. Next game. Them Saints. Who that? Chicago. In Soldier Field. At Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be snowing. Not this early, but it's going to be cold. New Orleans, that's the bottom of the map. The Bayou, that's the bottom of the map. They ain't practicing in those weather conditions. And plus, New Orleans is a bottom tier team. But I respect the New Orleans Saints because they play to win. They don't have the right pieces to win, but they play to win. Every week they're the massive underdog, but they play to win. And people be shocked. People are shocked that they push Buffalo, they push New England. Who else they played? They pushed. Matter of fact, they beat New York after Jackson Dart beat the LA Chargers. New Orleans stopped that momentum briefly. Then they shut down Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo. You know what I mean? So they're going to show up. They're not going to lay down. They're going to give a fight. And actually, I believe New Orleans can win this game. Spencer Rattler, he's not a bum. He reads and goes through his progressions. He got targets. Still got Alvin Kamara in the backfield that can catch the ball coming out the backfield. They still got Taysom Hill. Shaheed. They got Shaheed. They got Chris Olave. They got weapons. And honestly, I believe that New Orleans can upset Chicago in Chicago. Well, how is that so? You just said that Soldier Field is a tough place to play. Two things can be true. Y'all know that. Two things can be true. But I believe New Orleans could take this. I believe it. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I believe it. I don't trust Caleb Williams. Shout out to DeAndre Swift. He's decent. DeAndre Swift is very decent, but I do not trust Caleb Williams. And I don't trust the fact that Chicago may come into this game thinking that they could let off of the gas pedal. Chicago has to play New Orleans like how they play Washington. Like how they play any other top tier team. If they come into this game, if the coaching staff come into this game sleeping on New Orleans and not look to annihilate and destroy them, they're going to lose. Mark my words, they go lose. And I'm not taking the easy way out, saying if they do this and then if they do that, then this will happen. No. I'm saying New Orleans go win this game. Period. Point blank. And they the what? See Vegas know what I know. They a plus 185. They saying, and the spread is 4.5 points. Whoever the bookies over in Vegas, man, they got some inside information. They got to, cause they know what I know. You know what I mean? But I know that New Orleans gonna win this game. I don't trust Caleb Williams, and I don't even want to dig too much deeper on that. Hey, we gonna go to the next 1:00 game. We got Miami. Gangsters don't die, they get chubby, they move to Miami. The Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns. At the Cleveland Browns. I favor Cleveland to take this. Dylan Gabriel. The boy played with a lot of heart. I seen him work at Oregon. Told my stepdad, I say, he'll get drafted before Shedeur Sanders. I told him that. And it's like, man, I need to start documenting the stuff that I know. I can't let it fall to the ground no more. And we got to get some monetization for this, man. We got to get some monetization for this bright mind, you heard? Dylan Gabriel is he's a sharp quarterback. I don't like his size. He's definitely undersized at the NFL pro level, and he definitely have to put on some weight. You got to spend a lot of time in the weight room. Dylan Gabriel, get with me, bro. Get with me, man. Get with me. You already a great passer, man. Put on some. You need to get stocky, brother, if you want to last a long time in this league. Hey, shout out to Shedeur Sanders. I think he has a great upside, but we ain't gonna talk. We ain't talk about Shedeur. We ain't talk about their little starting quarterback battle. Dylan Gabriel, his name has been called to lead the Cleveland Browns to victory versus a struggling Miami Dolphins organization. I like Cleveland in this. Myles Garrett has been very quiet this season. I don't like that. I don't understand it. I don't know what that's about. I don't get it. But he could turn up this game. I smell blood in the 7 C's. Myles Garrett is a shark on that defensive line, and I smell blood with Tua. Tagovailoa, I smell blood. They ain't got Tyreek Hill out there. They just fired the head coach, Mr. McDaniel. Just fired the head coach, and this organization, man, is for as long as I've been watching football, and that's been a long time, well over 20 years. For as long as I've been watching football, this Miami Dolphins organization has been lacking. I wasn't alive to see Dan Marino do his thing. That's before my time. That's what we all think of when we think of the Miami Dolphins, the Dan Marino years. And before Dan Marino, when they went 15-1. I mean, and that was in what, 1971, I believe, or 1973 or something like that. And I'm reading that off the top of my head. Sports encyclopedia. But yeah. I got Cleveland winning. I don't see how Miami does this. In Cleveland at that. If they was in Miami, I would have it like 52-48%. Not 50-50, but you know, it can go either way. But in Cleveland, I honestly don't see it, man. They definitely a bottom of the map team. Miami hot right now. Miami about 90 degrees right now. That's no exaggeration. How they go up and play in Cleveland where it's cold at? No, I don't see it. Give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland to cover that spread too.